Charlotte Collins and welcome to the SheerLuxe Show. Today we have fashion, dinner party inspiration, an interview with the UK's hottest actress right now, plus lots more. First up, it's chat with the team. I'm joined by Tor, Polly and the lovely Anna Adai to chat the weather, of course, holiday workouts and more. Later, Polly is back. She's hosting a style clinic on summer event dressing. From what to wear to festivals, to hen parties, to pre-wedding drinks, she has all the answers you need. Content creator and the most stylish of table curators, Kirthanaa Naidu, is sharing her secrets to throwing the perfect dinner party. Michelle De Swarte, the breakout star of new dark comedy The Baby, pops in for a chat. And finally, we have a money clinic with everything you need to know about investing your hard-earned cash, from how to do it and where and why. It is really worth a watch. But first is chat with the team. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
How are we doing?
Good. Glad it's cooled down a little bit.
It's cooled down, and thank you, Polly, for the lovely segue, because we've got to talk about the weather this week. We're Brits, we love a bit of weather chat, but this week has been particularly
scorching.
Insane, scorching. Insane. Bad. How did you cope? Anna, we had 2 days of 40-ish degrees. What did you do?
I feel like I didn't cope. I stayed in. I did everything that they said, blinds down, everything, like trying to keep the house cool. So I've got like 2 stories. My basement's usually really cool, but I felt like I was wearing next to nothing, drinking lots, couldn't eat. I was like, just completely
monged out.
Completely slumped. I couldn't think about fashion. I just need a blanket or something that I can wrap around me and just keep myself cool. But yeah, I don't want to complain because I love it, but then at the same time, it was just a bit much.
We're not equipped for this. I mean, there's a limit,
also 40 is, for even like 20, 25, it still feels good. It's like a whole 15 degrees more.
Because we're just not equipped for it here, are we?
No,
Everything's been a nightmare. Well, how did you sleep? What did you do for sleeping?
Oh my gosh, even last night I was quite hot last night though. We've got a fan, which I think a fan is good, but it does just circulate the hot air. I just have all the windows open, a sheet, a fan, and hope for the best.
Just go with it. Yeah. Did anyone try, Polly, did you try that people were like freezing hot water bottles, all that kind of stuff?
I actually did see a meme that was like, try putting a bowl of cold water in front of a fan. It'll do absolutely fuck all, but you'll be able to look at something interesting while you're dying of heat.
Does that trick not work then?
I don't know.
I thought it was ice, but maybe
something like that. I mean, I haven't actually personally tried it, but we made the decision to get 2 fans last year, so we have one next to each other on the bedside table, which I have to say,
it does make a difference.
When it's like right in your face, it does make a difference.
I've also realised I'm quite a fan of the white noise.
Oh, from a fan. I like the sound of the fan as well,
Yeah, I quite like it.
I just always find if I'm trying to sleep with the fan next to me, my little bits of hair then start tickling my face. It's so small, but it's just so annoying.
Is it true, like, if you drink something warm, it cools you down more?
Yeah, my mum always says that.
I've heard that, and I was like, I'm going to try it.
Did not help. I think with the temperatures we had, there's sort of nothing we can do about it, is there?
No.
Although on Monday I was in the office all day and I was freezing, like honestly so cold.
Really?
So
From the AC?
Yeah, Monday was horrible. I was so cold. So
chilly.
Finding a happy medium.
It is. But anyway,
so British.
Seek refuge in air-conditioned offices if you can. I think the kind of, I don't know what the word is, but it's not getting any cooler. Well, it's a lot cooler than that, but it still
feels quite sweaty. Like yesterday, I thought I'd be like, it's fine, I can get loads of work done at home, but I literally had a meltdown.
Yeah, my house is
like
really hot.
I was running around just going, this. Like Matt was like, okay, here's a glass of water. I was like, just trying to do anything. In this heat, I like understand why people have siestas in Europe now. Because
apparently fatigue and like you feeling like listless, that's your body's way of trying to cool down because you don't expend energy. So it's trying to get you to like regulate the temperature.
And not wanting to eat. Like I just
didn't. Because digestion takes energy. So your body's so clever.
So clever.
Yeah, it's clever.
Yeah, I feel like I could just really do with a dose of like 15.
That would be
so
lush,
nice.
wouldn't
Just
it?
for a day.
Maybe like
You're
23.
So
I can't believe we're saying this.
I
can't believe we're saying this.
Or just like a break from the sun. Anyway, no, you're right.
Can't complain.
Anyway, we should say, obviously, it's all for terrible reasons. So, not climate change notwithstanding, just musings on the temperature. But they are saying that it's only going to get hotter to come, which is horrible news in many ways. Speaking of things that have been going on this week, on Tuesday, there was the biggest ever Euro Millions win. It was £195 million and it went to, it's paid, I read actually on the brief this morning, that it goes 13 different countries across Europe are eligible, and a Brit won the cash. So look, once again, very tough times. It's a tough economic climate. Of course, we would all donate a large chunk to charity if we were to win it. But again, that aside, if you woke up on Wednesday morning and you won £195 million, I mean, that like propels you up the rich list.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you would do? What's the first thing you would buy aside from philanthropic things?
Oh my God, it's so hard
Polly?
to say, isn't it? I think I would like buy a house in my favourite area of London. Like for me, I think like Notting Hill is like the dream. Like maybe not as my main home, but you know, if I just want to like kip there for a night,
Your main
Get a turn.
that's true. Maybe I don't have that much money. 195. No, that would be quite great. I'd also go on like a freaking amazing holiday. Like maybe like just take a year out.
Yeah.
And just go see all the
Just quit your job, Polly.
I could just quit my job.
Well, it's only a day a week anyway. So.
No, like, do you know what? I have to say, I love my job so much. I probably wouldn't quit. No, yeah, a year out traveling.
Yeah.
That's not my entire
A
life.
sabbatical, perhaps.
A sabbatical would be nice.
Yeah.
Because it's hard, because when in terms like lottery, if it's on like a sliding scale, winning like $1 million would still be amazing. 30 million, like that 200 million is like that's life changing. That's you know, a serious amount.
Yeah, it's like insane.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it yesterday in terms of your family. Like, yeah, if you win £1 million, obviously that's amazing, but that's kind of just for you. Whereas if you win a 200 million, I was thinking about my nieces, and I was like, you could set up your entire family for the rest of your life.
Yeah, it's mega, isn't it?
Anna, what would you do?
I would do something like with my family. Like I would, before I start thinking about how I would spend it big time, I'm taking everyone on holiday. Everyone on a like 2 week, maybe even a month, where we just all chill.
Yeah.
We spend time together, nieces, nephew, partners, absolutely everyone. I can't imagine, like we would never be able to do that now. And I just want to take everyone.
What, like a villa or a massive villa for
or
all
even
of
like
you?
I don't know, like a boat, take it,
Yes.
like a yacht. I don't know, just something where everyone can just like live their best lives.
Yeah.
That's me. That's the
Yeah.
first
Be nice,
thing.
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just want to buy that freedom and that fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tor, anything?
I always say the first thing I would do is I would hire like the most amazing beautician or hairdresser to live in and have them on tap.
I
They could
love
do
that.
my
I
hair,
love
that.
do my makeup, do my toes, do my money, quick 20-minute shoulder rub, like a beautician on demand.
That's a good one. Or a chef.
A private
See,
chef.
I thought about that.
No.
I wouldn't go for a chef.
Same.
No,
No.
I like cooking.
Same, and I like being
I
control in my kitchen.
definitely would.
Me too.
I would get that chef
100%,
ASAP.
yeah.
Okay. I think
Yeah,
I would
me
just get
too.
regular catering, perhaps.
Oh.
Yeah, one off. But
Yeah.
like for a beautician, I think that would be the dream.
Yeah.
Like there's mornings you're really
Yeah.
rushed and like you only got 10 minutes, they could just do you.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
about someone who
Yeah,
like
yeah,
tidies
yeah.
up after you.
Housekeeper.
Like, you could just
Yeah.
leave anything you want
Yeah.
on the floor.
That's
like,
vile.
that is vile.
Or
a
a
lie.
chauffeur would also be really good.
I
That's a
like
good
driving
one.
myself, yeah.
Yeah, but then you
That's
could
a
like
good
do other
one.
things.
I think I'd be a terrible rich person. It's probably
Yeah.
best I don't win that.
You just want people to pick up things after you. Best that we don't win this cash.
Maybe not.
I think I do a rather hefty Net-a-Porter or Matches order as well.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
would be my
that's
first.
good.
That's a
Okay,
given,
cool.
That's
right?
a given.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I love this chat and then I always get really sad.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's not gonna happen. Yeah. Speaking of yachts, speaking of holiday, David Beckham put up an Instagram this week of wife Victoria doing her squats along a very large boat. Have you guys seen this? I mean, seriously, they are having a lovely summer. They don't need to win 195 million anytime soon, do they? So she was doing she had a kind of bands around her legs. I don't have all the fitness lingo, but doing her squats, which made us think about fitness on holiday. Do you keep up a routine? Do you keep up a regime? Hannah, you're shaking your head.
No, I'm just like, it's a holiday. This is where I want to relax. And it depends. If it's like a city break or something, my excursions are the workout. But if it's like 10 days or more in the sun, then yeah, I might do like my favorite YouTube 20-minute HIIT workout. But I'm not thinking about working out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just relaxing.
None of this. Polly, you'll say.
Yeah, my first thought when I saw that video was just like, have a day off. Like, I mean, each to their own, but I do think like holidays are holidays for a reason. Aren't they? You've got the like entire rest of the year to go to the gym or do your workouts. Fair enough if you enjoy it, but I like sitting on my ass.
I do get it if you're away. I'm with you if it's a few days, but if you're away for a decent chunk of time, which I'm guessing the Beckhams are, you can't kind of let it slide for a whole summer, can you?
And I think, I did actually.
Yes, please show
I
us.
actually
What do you take on holiday?
I was away on the weekend and I did actually take these because, and I only used them once, but I was like, sorry, they're so dirty because I was using them on a terrace floor because they can work both ways. If you're on carpet, they work.
So they're sliders.
They're
They do
sliders.
work on carpet. I just assumed you had to.
You can have them both. both ways. But agreed, on a city break, I wouldn't do a workout because you're going to be walking around all day. But I think when you're lying on a sun lounger for 10 days, 2 weeks, a week, whatever, I think it's really nice in the morning to do something, and I actually do love it. I think working out in a new environment is so inspiring and just makes you feel really smug. So when you do lie down all day, you don't feel guilty.
Yeah.
And you can have an extra cocktail.
That's it for me. So I'm going away this evening for 10 days, and I want to eat and drink whatever I want. So I'm going to have to do something, because otherwise I'm just going to come home feeling rubbish. And there's still a lot of summer left to go. I can't put on my big baggy jumpers just yet. So, you know, you want to feel
but at the same time, if you don't enjoy it, then, oh my God, of course there's no point putting yourself through it. That's just torture on a holiday. I actually do love it. And
if you love it.
Yeah, I think if you love it, that's true. If you love it.
Yeah, and if you little, I don't know, you've had a few too many drinks the night before, you want to kick your head into gear.
Yeah,
it's really nice.
Maybe a nice
And something like this is lighter than trainers.
Yeah,
you know, you don't have to go for a run in the heat. It's so easy. A band or so easy.
What do you do with your band? Do you do squats like
So
BB?
there's a really good, if you sign up to Cycle at Home, they have a really good on-demand section, and there's a really good 30 minutes called Glide and Sculpt. And with this, it does really clever things that you can almost like put it over your wrists, and like loads of things like this.
Oh, cool.
And like different things.
Nice.
And you can put it over your feet, and you know, like
really nice.
do like the ab stuff.
I did a hardcore class from home actually the other day, a live one. They do £12 classes at home, so it's Pilates, like dynamic Pilates, and that was really good as well if you want to do. The other thing we should say is also it doesn't have to be like a workout. We're going to play tennis.
Activity. That's what I was just about to say.
And
more
lots of
activity stuff.
Or like lots of people love paddleboarding, swimming.
Yeah, I prefer that.
You like water-based
I
activities.
prefer.
I might fall in, but
You might fall in.
bit of tennis maybe.
Exactly.
That's
I like
so
that.
good.
That's really
tennis on holiday.
Yeah, I'm not a big workout, like hardcore, like light workouts in the week, so I probably wouldn't.
Well, fit it in elsewhere.
Yeah,
that's more sustainable.
Great. All right. Thanks, guys. Lovely chat. Next up, Holly is back. She is answering all your burning fashion questions about summer events dressing. Enjoy.
Hi guys, I'm Polly, SheerLuxe's fashion broadcaster, and I'm here this month with a little style clinic. I'm going to be answering some of your most asked questions about summer style, from holiday dressing to hen-dos to festivals. We've got it all covered. So let's start with the first question. Okay, so question number 1 is, what would you wear for an evening out on holiday? I know exactly what I would wear for that. I've had my eye on this dress for such a long time. It's this kind of crochet dress from And Other Stories. I think it's the perfect thing to wear out in the evening. Maybe it's a little bit cooler, but because it's got the kind of open knit detail, it's actually cool enough to wear as well for that kind of in-between weather. It is obviously a bit see-through. I think you could easily wear this over a bikini if you wanted to go for something a bit more sexy. I would wear it with a little slip underneath it like that. You could also add a crop top. The skirt is from Warehouse. The little crop top is from H&M. Accessories wise, I think I would break things up with some hints of gold. So these lovely Zara slip-on sandals, really easy, they kind of go with everything, but I love that metallic gold against the cream. I'd also add some nice earrings. These are from Daphine. I think these are so beautiful, and they're actually surprisingly lightweight, so you don't need to worry about them weighing your ears down. And then to complete the look, I'm just going to go for this Loewe basket bag. I've had this for a couple of summers now, and I get so much use from it. Question number 2 is, what would you wear for drinks the day before or after a wedding? I think this is a really tricky one, because we all talk about what to wear to the wedding, but quite often nowadays there's something the day after or the day before. So I would personally wear something that's kind of makes an effort but isn't too dressy. So for me, this Totem shirt just completely encapsulates that. It feels kind of relaxed and cool, but that nice silky texture just feels a bit more elevated. It's a nice oversized shape as well, and I love that contrast stitching. It just feels a bit more interesting. I would just dress it down a bit with some jeans, but instead of anything cropped, I go for something longer, like these ones from Zara, just because it feels a bit more contemporary. I'd add a little baguette style bag. This one is from Stowed. I'd probably slick my hair back as well, so you could show off some amazing earrings, which are from Zara, would you believe? I have featured these a few times already, but they are just so mega, and they look way more expensive than they are. And then just to complete the look, I'd add these little strappy thong toe sandals, which are Topshop by ASOS. I think they look like the Bottega ones, to be honest, and they've got a nice kind of mid heel, which is comfortable enough for a long evening of drinks and dancing. Question number 3, what would you wear to a festival? I am actually going to a festival next weekend, so I've thought a bit about this already, but I think generally you want something that feels kind of fun and playful, but you don't want to get caught short in the evening when it gets cold, so practicality is something to consider too. I think I am going to wear, firstly, this little mini dress which I picked up from Reformation. It's a nice kind of stretchy material which makes it kind of comfortable, but it's a mini length, so it still feels kind of sexy and fun. And then over the top, I would add this amazing fringe suede jacket which I got on Portobello Road Market. I maybe wouldn't wear this every day of my life, but I really think a festival is the time to just go a bit more experimental, a bit more fun, and that's the perfect way to stay warm in the evening. And then a bag. I always feel like for a festival, a crossbody sort of bum bag style is the most obvious choice, but this one feels a little sleeker and more grown up. It's from COS, it's real leather, and actually that's going to fit quite a lot in there. You can fit in a water bottle if you really needed to, all your little essentials, some glitter maybe, and it looks a lot like the Rose Banana bag as well, so a really great dupe. And then to complete the look, I would add my big chunky The Row boots, because you never know, it might get a bit muddy, and you need something comfy to wear all day long. And then for me, no festival outfit is complete without some really cool accessories. I am loving a kind of yellow tinted lens sunglass at the moment. These are from River Island. I think they're about £10, but they look really expensive, and just a really great way to add some interest to your look. Next question is, what would you wear for a weekend brunch with friends? I think I've got just the thing for this. Spotted this little matching set in H&M recently, and I was just so blown away by how good that looks. I think it looks really expensive, really designer. I have a funny feeling it may have sold out by the time this goes out, but do keep an eye out because I think H&M do restocks, and they also have a few different ones in different prints. I just think a matching set is the perfect choice for a brunch because it's a really easy way to look like you've made a bit of an effort, look pulled together, but actually it's really comfortable and you haven't had to try too hard. You could wear it buttoned up like this, or if you wanted to wear it open, you could just layer a little tank top underneath and wear it unbuttoned like that. This is from Zara, by the way. I have this at home and it's a really good comfy shape. And just to finish the look, I think I'll probably just add the sandals that I'm wearing right now. These are my recent investment. I got them on Vestiaire, they're Hermes. They are really comfortable. I've taken a bit of breaking in, but anything like a Birkenstock, just a simple flat sandal, will look really cool. Just kind of relaxed. You don't want to make too much of an effort for brunch, but this still feels elevated and pulled together. And my final question for today is, what should I wear to a hen do? I think a hen do, kind of like a wedding, is a really great opportunity to rent something because the likelihood of you wearing it again and again is maybe a little lower. So my top choice is this amazing Jacquemus dress, which is available to rent on Her. I'm kind of obsessed with Jacquemus dresses because if you're a kind of not super girly person like me, they're just feminine, but they feel a little bit kind of more boyish and cool. I absolutely love this orange colour. It's a really big colour for this season. I love the drape detailing, the longer sleeve, but obviously it's a mini length, so it still feels kind of sexy. The material as well is also really lightweight, so perfect if you're going for a hen abroad or if you've got a heat wave like we've got here at the moment. And then for my accessories, who doesn't love a jazzy bag? This is from Warehouse. I think it's super, super cool. I mean, that's actually going to fit quite a lot in as well. It's quite a big size, but I do just think that looks so much more expensive than it is. And then just to complete the look, I'm just going to add these strappy sandals from Russell & Bromley. They don't look like much right now, but when they're all done up around your ankles, they look amazing. And they're actually quite comfortable. I've worn these a few times out and I really, really rate them. And that is everything for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this has given you some inspiration on what to wear to all of your summer events. I will see you next time.
Thank you, Polly. That was so good. I love that festival outfit in particular. Now, if you are planning on having some friends over for dinner anytime soon, Kirthanaa Naidu is the lady to show you how to do it in style. Thank you so much, Kirthanaa. Such good inspo, and that Hugo Spritz looked delicious. Now, last week, I had the pleasure of chatting to Michelle De Swarte, the hottest British actress of the moment. She plays the lead in the show everybody's talking about, The Baby, a dark comedy, which is definitely not for the faint-hearted. Michelle is also a model and stand-up comedian, and from falling over on the Gucci runway to being Catherine Ryan's tour buddy, I loved hearing about her career so far. Michelle, what a treat to have you here today. I feel you're probably on a real press tour. We're busy with the press right now.
No, I'm only seeing you. You are the only person I'm speaking to.
That is the best news ever.
Yeah, I said beforehand, I was like, I will only speak to one person about this show.
And naturally,
yeah,
it was me.
It's
excellent, thrilled. Can you tell us about The Baby? This is your first leading role. We'll go in with, the thing you're here to talk about. What drew you to The Baby?
Well, The Baby was just like, when I got the script, I was like, what a great opportunity to play a really fiery, unfiltered character who's like in her late 30s and really frustrated and annoyed with her friends, sort of like mapping out their own lives. And she just takes it really personally that everyone is going off and having babies and, starting families, and she wants everything to stay the same. She's like, why can't we have fun forever?
Yeah, I mean, hear that.
Relatable.
Yeah, it sounds pretty relatable, doesn't it? What is it you're looking for when you're looking for a role? Is it relatability?
I mean, this is my second role, so I don't know yet,
Oh, is that it? So I knew you'd been it. We're going to talk about The Duchess, and then obviously you've done this, but I didn't realize you've done no other acting before that. Wow, okay, that's
You're like, what am I
amazing.
looking for? I'm like, I don't know.
Parts, just any parts?
Exactly. And the acting.
Okay, so tell us about before, because you've got this modelling past, you've made documentaries. Tell us a bit about how you got here then.
Well, as in, how did I get this job?
How you got to becoming an actress today?
Okay, well, I guess the last two jobs I've got have been off the back of doing stand-up comedy. That's how I got The Duchess. Was gigging with Catherine for years, and they were trying to cast Bev, so she asked me if I would try out for it. We did a chemistry read. It went well.
The best series, by the way.
Did you enjoy it?
I loved it. I'm gutted. It's done, right? No
it's
more?
Done.
It was so good. I loved it.
But Catherine's got another show on Amazon that I'm also on. Praise be. Called Backstage with Catherine Ryan. So you can still get more Catherine in your life.
Fix. Got you. Yeah. And stand-up comedy. I mean, how long have you done that for? It's just notoriously such a hard career. Did you love it?
I do.
Do you love it? Yeah.
Yeah, I do love it. I love it because you never really know what you're gonna get, right? Yeah. It's always refreshing. Just when you start thinking, you know what, I'm actually really good at this, you bomb and die on your ass. Yeah. So it keeps you invigorated and excited and sort of trying.
Yeah. I'm always fascinated by how comedians kind of get to the stage where they're known, where they're making great connections, because obviously there's so many people kind of really grafting in that world. How did you begin that journey? Why did you start stand-up comedy in the first place?
Well, I started stand-up comedy. I think I just wanted to do something that I could trust was, I guess, because I'd done modelling before that, it's only about how you look, right? And especially at the time I was modelling. And so I just wanted to do something totally opposite. People had always told me I was funny. And so I was like, let me give it a try. Okay. I didn't know then actually how hard stand-up comedy is. If I'd have known, I would probably been like, thank you for telling me I'm funny, moving swiftly on and done something different. But yeah, no, I'm really glad that I started it. It can be a long slog. Yeah. And
what did you do to start? Like does one go away and make material and then just go and try a gig? Like, how did you even get into it?
I was, I went and did like a short gig that was like a few minutes, and I thought it went well, but now looking back, I realised I was. Can I swear on here?
Go for it.
I was fucking shit.
Okay.
And I didn't know.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have anything to compare it to. But like, I got off stage and my friends were like,
shit.
And in my head, I was like, exactly, I crashed. Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, you obviously got better.
I got better.
What have been some of the highlights of your stand-up career?
I mean, the highlights have been, I've just been supporting Catherine on tour, and I would say that is a pretty good highlight. Yeah. I guess my first bit of stand-up on TV, which I did quite early on, which was, I think, on BBC 3. It's like on Hackney Empire. That was like a highlight for where I was at the time. And now doing Backstage with Catherine Ryan, and then I've got some stand-up that will be on TV, but I don't think I can talk about it yet. But yeah, that should be on TV around Christmas. That would
Okay.
be another highlight.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Can we talk about modelling? I read a quote from
Yeah, of
you that
course.
said that falling on the Gucci runway was probably the funniest thing you've ever done.
Yeah.
So like I mean, we'll get to how that happened, but kind of what was your modelling career like? What are some of the highlights of that?
I guess highlights of my modelling career, as in like things that I'd shot. Is that what you mean?
Things that you were like, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, well, I got to shoot for French Vogue and American Vogue, and I did campaigns for BCBG, Max Mara, The Gap, the Levi's, like, I don't know, but just like all different Burberry. So I got to do some nice advertising and some like great shows. You know, I got to walk and fall for Gucci and
What
Versace
happened?
and D&G.
Can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, I got ready. I started walking down the runway, and this is when Tom Ford was doing Gucci.
Scary.
And the runway was made out of shag pile carpet. And
An unfair disadvantage to start
yeah,
with.
but I don't want to blame that, because you know what? I was walking down the runway and I just thought, imagine if I fell. And with
You
that,
jinxed it.
like Bambi,
Yeah.
but fell. Everyone gasped. I went backstage, came out in my next outfit.
Yeah.
Tom Ford was like, don't worry, you're just going to stand there. Everyone's going to die.
Yeah.
All the other girls were like around me, like someone had just died in the family. Just like, oh my God, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And I went out again and everyone started clapping. And in my head, I just had like long enough to think, wow, everyone's clapping because I'm walking.
You achieved walking without falling.
Exactly. I turned around on the runway and I just thought, fucking hell, imagine if you fell again.
Yeah.
And then with that, I just went head first
No,
into
you
a man's
didn't.
crutch.
You fell again.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I did. And then I got up and then just wobbled my way off the runway.
Okay.
And no model would make eye contact with me for about 24 hours.
You know what? It's worth it for the story sometimes, isn't it?
It kind of is,
It's material. Everything is copy, as they say.
Literally, your most shameful story will be hilarious real soon.
Yeah, that is really good. Walking aside, what other challenges, would you say the modelling industry threw at you?
Sort of keeping quiet, I think. It was at a time where like you weren't encouraged to say a lot.
Yeah.
So I think that. What other challenges? Not complaining about the job, because I think as you kind of understand, there's certain jobs that we do in life where we realise that like you can only complain about parts of the job to other people that do the same job as you, right? Like I'm sure if you finished your day, you went home to your friends and you're sitting in the pub and they're just like, I've had a really hard day, and you're like, me too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no one cares.
Let me tell you about my day.
There was
right?
just too much free ice cream in the office.
We had
today.
too much free ice cream. I got a million paper cuts from just shuffling these cards.
Those while I interview celebrities.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It was really taxing.
Yeah.
There'd
Sympathy
be like,
is low.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, so that bit.
Yeah, making sure, like reading the room.
Got you. Makes sense. Tell me about your documentary work. Where did that come from? And what should people be looking for?
Well, you can find. I did a bunch of docs for Vice America, so and broadly, and you can find them on Vice. I did one that was called "The Land of No Men." That was about FGM in Kenya. I did another documentary for Gloria Steinem called a series called Woman. Which was nominated for an Emmy.
I was going to say, you're being pretty casual, but these are, huge, incredible topics.
Yeah, but how do I talk to you about it without being casual? I was going, you just be like, all right, chill out.
How did the Gloria Steinem one come about?
Because I'd done a few documentaries for Vice already, and so they were just like, this was about women who have that are incarcerated for non-violent crimes that have babies in prison, and so we just spent like a number of months doing that. I also did some like light-hearted documentaries for Vice that were like about female magicians and some sex work stuff that's about like cash slaves and stuff like that. So I say that's light-hearted.
I was going to say, that doesn't sound bad, Johnny.
If you've spent like months interviewing women in prison, then obviously they're doing something that's about like
sex.
Yeah,
a bit more
cash slaves. You're like, oh, this is fun. This is
light-hearted work. Love
it. Exactly.
What did you? Surely many things, but what was your biggest takeaway from your FGM research?
Oh, that women should have choice and ownership and, you know, agency over their own bodies.
Yeah.
It's really important.
Right, yeah. Catherine Ryan, obviously you work with a lot. Any other mentors along the way?
I would say mostly Catherine Ryan, and Catherine Ryan. She's my favourite white woman.
I mean, they're a pretty cool favourite white woman. I'm hoping I'll be up there by the end. You're about to announce your first stand-up solo tour. Stand-up tour. Are we allowed to talk about that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's exciting.
I know. I'm actually pumped.
What's the material? Does one have to pick an angle? Like, is there a
well, this show, the tour's gonna be called. The show's called Move.
Okay.
The tour.
Yeah.
You can tell.
What is it? Where am I?
You know why? Because I'm not well versed in like speaking about it yet. Do you know what I mean?
It's good practice.
Exactly. Thank you for being on this journey with me.
I'm excited.
So yeah, I start touring in the spring.
Okay.
The tickets will go on sale at the end of this month.
Got you.
The show is called Moved, and it's about moving lots and living in the States, living here. Most of the things that we've spoken about here, so good questions. Yeah. Clap
use this
yourself,
material. You're welcome.
clap yourself. So yeah, it's about all of that. And basically just, you know, I've made some good decisions.
Yeah.
I've also made some really fucking stupid decisions.
Well, haven't we all?
Yeah, and with that has come jokes.
Yeah. Material.
Yes,
Again, there we go.
exactly.
And also, where can we see you? But we mustn't forget that. Where are you going? Where's the tour?
Oh, all around the UK. Yeah.
Okay, great. Keep our eyes peeled. We mentioned The Baby. We mentioned your role in it. For those who haven't seen it, can you give us a top line, what it's about?
The Baby is a dark comedy horror centered around Natasha, a 38-year-old professional chef who's very independent, gets to do whatever she wants, and feels really put out that her friends start dropping off the map by having children and basically leaving her.
Okay. And then she finds a baby,
and
right?
Then, of course, because she doesn't want kids, she ends up with a baby. And we watch her through this journey of emotional growth.
I mean, lovely. What a beautiful, you can write the copy for it. So nice. Michelle, thank you so much. The Baby is available to watch on Sky. I think you can download the whole series now, can't you?
Yep, Sky and Now.
Sky and Now. There we go.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Pleasure to meet you. Thank you.
Your jewellery is gorgeous. Is it vintage or no?
Look,
I mean,
it's Zara.
don't tell me that.
That's amazing.
The shoes are life.
They're going to be on behind the scenes. The shoe game tonight.
Well, it is strong.
It's rouge and it's got the most brilliant amount of included.
It's a big moment. It is.
And that's a wrap, guys. Woo-hoo! Yeah?
Yeah, great.
Great.
Got it.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Is it live?
There it is. It's really live. Yay.
Finally, today, if you have ever wondered about investing your hard-earned cash and haven't had the faintest idea about how to go about it, where to do it or who with, we have you covered. Claire Francis, VP at Barclays Bank, is here to talk us through the 10 key principles of investing.
Hi, I'm Claire Francis, Savings and Investments Director at Barclays, and here are my top 10 tips if you're thinking of investing. One of the main attractions of investing is the hope that you'll get better returns than you would if you just keep your money in a cash savings account. And that's because over the longer term, stock markets tend to perform better than cash. But the flip side is that stock markets can also fall, so there's a risk you could lose some money. So that's why it's really important to make sure your finances are in place and in the right place before you start investing. Look at your debts. Do you have debts on credit cards and loans? If so, it's worth thinking about paying those off before you start investing, because you'll probably be charged a higher rate of interest on those than you'll earn on the returns of any investments that you have. Also, it's really important to have some money in cash savings and not just invest everything. And that's because, as I mentioned earlier, stock markets can fall. So you want cash savings in place in case of unexpected expenses such as the boiler breaking. Also short-term money that you'll need for things like holidays, Christmas, and that sort of thing. So build up some cash savings, pay down your debts, and then that's the point that you might want to consider investing. A lot of people are put off from investing because they're worried they're going to lose all their money, and certainly there are some very high risk investments out there. So if you put all your money in cryptocurrency or in a startup business, for example, you might make a fortune, but also there's a high risk that you could lose a lot, and that's more than many of us can stomach. But it doesn't have to be like that, and investing shouldn't be seen as a way to get rich quick. It's something that you should be looking at as a long-term way to get your money working harder and hopefully getting you better returns than if you keep everything in cash savings. And it's also important to remember that cash isn't totally risk-free either. Whilst you won't lose money in cash, over time, inflation can erode its spending power, so it won't go as far. So that's another reason why it's important to think about investing once you've built up some cash savings. One of the reasons some people are happy to take more risk when it comes to investing is because often it gives the prospect of higher returns, but it's likely to be a much hairier ride along the way with greater falls as well as rises. So before you get started, understand and think about how much risk you're comfortable in taking. If you just buy shares in a single company, your fortunes are dependent on how that company performs. So ideally what you want to be doing is spreading your money and investing in lots of different companies in lots of different countries across the world, and also investing in a mixture of shares and bonds. And that way, hopefully, even if some investments are falling, there'll be others going up. And that diversification, that spread that you're getting, can help reduce the amount of risk that you're taking. One easy way to do this is to invest in a fund rather than buying shares individually. And at Barclays, we offer 5 what we call ready-made investment funds. You can get them elsewhere as well. But the way they work is they invest in a mixture of companies, different types of companies, different industries from across the globe, giving you that all-important diversification. And we have 5 to choose from. And the way they differ is the amount of risk that is associated, so where the money is invested, is slightly different. So all you need to do is look at the fund and choose one that feels most suitable for you. One of the things that can put people off investing is the belief that they need to know everything before they get started. And that stems back to the risks associated with investing and the worry about what might happen if you make the wrong decision. But you really don't need to know everything, and certainly I don't, and I've been investing for more than 15 years now. It's important to be interested in investing and to feel it's the right thing for you and the right time for you to start investing. But then there are products and services to help you get started, so you don't have to do all the research yourself, such as ready-made investments. That's what the fund managers and the investment analysts are there for and paid to do. They're the experts, so you don't have to be. Investing for your future can feel intangible, and it's understandable why many things can perhaps feel more important at the moment. But this is where having a goal or a couple of goals can help, because if you've got something to aim for, maybe it's to retire at 60 or to help your children go to university, it can help you build a plan, and therefore also, because you've got something specific to aim for, help you stay committed to that plan, keep on track, and also increase the chances of you reaching that goal that you have in mind. When we talk about investing, we talk about investing being for the longer term, and ideally it should be. Really, you should be looking at least 5 years, and the reason for that is because stock markets can fall, as we've already mentioned. But that doesn't mean your money is locked away and you can't access it. If something changes in your life and you do need to, you can get at your money and you can access it at any time. And also it's important to remember that investing is flexible, so you can change how much you invest to suit you. You might start out putting away a couple of £100 a month, but if you get a pay rise or a bonus, you might feel that you're able to put away a bit more, which you can do easily. But on the flip side, if something happens that suddenly life becomes a bit more expensive, it's also flexible and you can alter it so that it always suits you and your needs at the time. ISA stands for Individual Savings Account, and effectively it's a wrapper. The returns that you make on any money within an ISA are tax-free. So if you invest in a stocks and shares ISA, which are also often called investment ISAs, the returns you make on your investments won't be taxed. Whereas if you invest outside of an ISA, you might find that you have to pay capital gains tax when you come to sell your investments, or you might pay dividend tax on any dividends you receive. So ISAs are really valuable, and each year every adult in the UK gets a £20,000 ISA allowance. During that time, you can invest up to £20,000 within an ISA. So if you've not used your ISA allowance yet this year and you're thinking of investing, then it's well worth doing so via an ISA. One of the questions that is most frequently asked is it a good time to invest? And the truth is nobody knows because we have no idea what's going to happen to the stock market. So that doesn't necessarily mean it should put you off, because what you need to be thinking about with investing is why you're investing and whether it's the right time for you. So if it is, if you've built up those all-important cash savings that we've talked about and you've got money that you can be putting away, start investing and keep invested for the longer term, and try not to worry too much if you see headlines that markets have fallen or things like that, because it can derail you. When it comes to investing, time really is your friend, and that's because you benefit from what's called compounding. And what compounding is effectively you're earning returns on your returns, or interest on your interest, so to speak. So if you invested £10,000, for example, and got a return of 4% in the first year, you'd then, for your second year, have £10,400 invested. So that small snowball becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's one of the huge benefits of investing, and the reason why over the longer term, often it can produce better returns than if you leave your money in cash. Another way to reduce the worry of whether or not you're getting the timing right is to set up a direct debit and drip feed money in monthly, rather than waiting until you've saved up a lump sum before you invest. That way you don't need to worry about what's going on in the stock market. Some months they'll be up, others they'll be down. But even if they're down, actually that can be a good thing, because it will buy you more investment units, so your money will go further. One thing to bear in mind though, if you do invest monthly, is the impact that charges can have. So there are charges associated with investing, and if you're only putting away a small amount each month, sometimes those fees could outweigh the investment returns you make. So bear that in mind when you're thinking about how much you're looking to invest and where you're going to invest. I hope you found that helpful, and wish you the very best of luck with your investment journey.
So that's it for today. Thank you so much to Claire, Michelle, Kirthanaa, and of course Polly, Anna and Tor. On next week's show, Lisa Pintoud is here with 3 evening holiday looks. Adiola is sharing her top tips for good summer skincare routine. The team are sharing their favourite book recommendations and lots more. In the meantime, we would love it if you could comment below, give us a thumbs up, and do subscribe if you haven't already. Have a wonderful day wherever you are. Bye-bye.